Welcome, everybody. We've made it to Thursday. That means Friday's right around the corner, as if I needed to explain uh, the order of the week for you. Welcome, everybody. My name is Stuart Davis, flawed man of God, a humble parishioner at a small church just outside of Richmond, Virginia. I'm not a pastor, not a biblical scholar. I haven't been to seminary, not trying to get you to join my church or donate to any special cause. Just here to talk about God, talk about Jesus, talk about the Holy Spirit, talk about the Bible, talk about Christianity, talk about a wide variety of different topics, issues, current events, and give you my perspective on them. One that I think is reflective of your average Christian guy. I've been a Christian all my life, 41 years, non denominational Protestant. I don't subscribe to any particular doctrine or denomination. I'm just in the Word daily, trying to do it better each and every day. Sometimes I'll get it right, often I'll get it wrong. But no matter what, if you are listening to this show, if you're hearing me stream here, you can count on getting my honest takes on whatever it is we're talking about. So, if you are somebody who is interested in learning more about Christianity, you want so desperately to find what is missing in your life, you feel that there is meaning somewhere, but you don't know where, and you're wondering if Christianity is the answer, if Jesus is, as they say, the way, the truth, and the life. Spoiler alert, it is. So please, please tune in, and hopefully you can get something um out of this show, because um you're not going to find a professionally produced video here. You're not going to find it scripted. It's live. I'm right. I do this. I ad lib this show every night. It's not scripted, not contrived like you might see on TikToks, Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts, whatever it is. And oftentimes, um, there's a lot of errors in those videos, but they present it as if they know exactly what they're talking about. Beware, because humility in faith, in our faith, um, is the name of the game. We are strong in our faith, but also humble in it as well. So if you're looking for that, you're looking for that authentic, off the cuff, layperson approach to discussing Christianity, learning more about Christianity, then I think that you will enjoy this show, and then you'll want to tune in more. If you are already a Christian and you just enjoy Christian topics and discussions, welcome as well. You'll find we run this very similar to a Wednesday night study group or a Sunday school. It's about the small group talking about God. Small community, great group of folks in the chat. We want you to be part of it. They tune in and night out. The folks who don't chat, who just listen in, we don't hear as much from them, but that's who we are. That's who we are here, and we want you to be part of that. And like I said, if you are into a relaxed stream, casual, comfortable, and one that you can interact with, pull up a chair and and join in. Like the episode if you like the episode. Subscribe if you want to get more episodes. If you want to see more episodes, and hit the notification bell so you can be alerted when we stream, which is about this time um, on weeknights, Monday through Thursday, 8:35 generally. We're a little bit late tonight. 8:35 generally in the evening Eastern time. But right now, Mondays are not a day that we stream because of church softball for me. Church softball for me. How's everybody? How's everybody doing? I know it's late. We had rain's been the name of the game. The only 2 days it's rained has been when I've had soccer or had softball, church softball, and my son's soccer practice, which I coach. And it was raining a little bit before practice. Then it rained a lot right before practice, but enough that it quit out right around 7:05. and so we got a good practice in. But my son really has started to really learn chess. He's got a friend at school that he's been playing with. He wanted to play me, so after we got home from soccer, took a real quick shower and came up here, and we got a round of chess in. And look, I'm not a great chess player by any means. I'm competent. I would say I'm a competent chess player, and he's pretty good. He's been picking up some tips. His classmate is apparently very good, and it's not like he's playing me in Mario Kart where it's an absolute fatality every time he lines up against me. He actually made some pretty good moves, and it was like, huh, was not expecting that. But good for him. But that's why we started a little bit late. I wanted to give. He really wanted to play, and I haven't played in a while, so it was good. It was good. Veritex said it's almost time. It is time now. Alex here, nice here for the music, and kids about to hit the bed. Yeah, mine just hit the sack not too long ago. Zero is here. I haven't seen you in a while. That's good. Finger red number one. This finger? It's white though. Veritex said, pray for me. Patience and school administration incompetence is really weighing on me tonight. Yeah, school admin can oftentimes be a big source of frustration. So yeah, we'll keep you in there. Vertex, I know you've had a lot going on this week. Got a lot going on this week, and hopefully once we hit Friday and get into that weekend, you can come in on Monday and new week, and hopefully it'll run real smoothly. Um, just a little bit more further removed from pet loss and uh, maybe the school admin will stop being so dumb. Probably don't count on that last part though. The man said, "Go, Baduk is a better game." Okay, well, I don't know how to play that game, and neither is my son. I'm kind of limited on some of these older games. I don't know how to play backgammon either, to be honest with you. Card games, on the other hand, oh, I'm good at those. I'm good at those. You can't have been in the army and not learn spades. Spades, rummy, gin, all that stuff. Love it. Love it. Even hearts. But I like spades better. Texan Italian is here as well. What's going on, sir? What the hell is parcheesi? Sounds like something you sprinkle on top of an Italian dish. Zero says, "Lol just got done playing catch with the kiddo. Awesome, wholesome, and based. So I got baseball on the brain. Ugh, well, it's not good for me as a Reds fan. We lost our 8th straight tonight, and it has been a brutal stretch of baseball for us. I am not happy with our performance. Our offense has just been straight garbage. Euchre cribbage. Is that kind of like Quidditch? No, I'm just kidding. Vertex Rook. Nernea said, "The game of kings." No, that would be the game of rooks. Don't you play chess? Vertex Rook would be the game of rooks. Or game of castles. Game of fortress. But yeah. I think my favorite is Rummy. I just like the math and the ordering. I don't know. I get a little autistic about it. And I just enjoy it. I know. I was making a chess joke, Nerneth. Making a chess joke. I know that the rook is the raven, the crow, whatever. Storm bird. Played 500, never learned other versions of Gin Rummy. I just like them. Anything when you're sorting out is fun. All right. Well, guys. Oh, hold on. I know I had a Twitter thread tell me to touch grass today. Well, I was touching a lot of grass today coaching soccer. And look, shout out to my son who has been struggling a little bit in his play and his assertiveness on the field. Um, he is he is not I was a very aggressive kid in general. Got in the fights a lot, and soccer was a good outlet for me because when I was goalie, I did not care if I was going to get hit, kicked, or anything. I'm going in there and getting that ball in the scrum. I loved blocking it. I loved just being the guy. The only guy on the field other than the other goalie could put his hands on the ball, stop play, control it, kick the ball out. I loved it. Now, and then playing defense, loved being in defense. Loved wrecking wingers and centers get days all day long because look, I slide tackle. I'm not slide tackling at the ankles. No, I am always slide tackling um in front of the forward. It is a very enjoyable tactic of mine. It's a legitimate strategy, as they say. But again, very aggressive. That was because I was too slow to play forward. Was not a very fast kid, not a very fast adult, and I'm not that good on the shots. Not a very accurate shooter. More so now than I used to be. But you know, I just loved getting the ball away from the offense and clearing it back over to the other side of the field and watching those guys had to run back, get it, and if they wanted to come back here. Just tire yourself out. I'm gonna stand around here. Alex touched grass yesterday, was 3 feet tall. Dude, bush hog that. Bush hog your yard, Alex. Thad man said, like sorry. Poor's game. I love sorry. Sorry's a good game. Emmanuel Osorio. Hello, everybody. Hello, sir. Like Trivial Pursuit. Can't play my mom in that. She is a she is an encyclopedia of how do you know all that knowledge? Bush hog your yard. Do I need to be like Jordan Peterson? Cut your grass. Wash your grass. You know where this is going. I'm not going to take it that far. Amanda said, let's get into the word. Just got home about an hour ago. Nothing beats a shower after a long trip. Amen. And all right, you know what? Since I know Alex is jonesing for it too, I'm kind of ready for it because I'm ready. Just to get into it, we had a great night last night of some going over some good Psalms. Let's do it. I got it right here. We're going to be in Psalm 142. We do not have many Psalms left. We're going to do 142, 143. That'll leave us just with 7 more Psalms. 7 more Psalms. Then we're on to Proverbs. We're going to roll through Proverbs. Like I said, Proverbs is only 30 chapters long. But, well, I don't know how we're going to go through Proverbs. We'll see how it plays out because, like, Proverbs, just as a kind of prelude, for those who aren't familiar with Proverbs, where's Nico been, by the way? Anybody seen Nico? Let's go. The Peril of Adultery. I just clicked on one. This is going to be, this might, there's the possibility that some of these Proverbs might be one chapter a night, depending on how much discussion we get into those. Proverbs does great verses. None said, how long in Proverbs? I will be Oconus for 3 weeks starting next week. Depends on what my schedule is going to be too coming up in this because I've got I am not going to be streaming a lot in June. I guess we could take it'll be very sparse in June. Got time that I'm taking and time that I'm spending with family And look, you guys are great, but um, you know, vacation's nice. All right, but that's all. That's all after tonight. Tonight we are in 142 and 143. So let's get started. A plea for relief from persecutors, a a contemplation of David, because of course it is. We're talking about people persecuting. You know David's going to be in the mix here. A prayer when he was in a cave. So, for you guys, and gals, if you ever find yourself in a cave, this might be the psalm for you. Maybe a tunnel, maybe a crawl space or a basement that doesn't have a very high ceiling. Who knows? A man cave like this. um, a plea for relief from persecutors when he was in the cave. That means if he's in the cave, this is talking about when he's on the run from Saul. Saul is hunting him. He is not yet king, but this man is full of faith in the Lord. Let's see what he has to say. I cry out to the Lord with my voice. With my voice to the Lord, I make my supplication. I pour out my complaint before him. I declare before him my trouble. When my spirit was overwhelmed within me, then you knew my path. And the way in which I walk, they have secretly set a snare for me. Look on my right hand and see, for there is no one who acknowledges me. Refuge has failed me. No one cares for my soul. I cried out to you, O Lord. I said, you are my refuge, my portion in the city, in the land of the living. Let me read that again. I cried out to you, O Lord. I said, you are my refuge, my portion in the land of the living. Attend to my cry, for I am brought very low. Deliver me from my persecutors, for they are stronger than I. Bring my soul out of prison, that I may praise your name. The righteous shall surround me, for you shall deal bountifully with me. There we go. Very very stereotypical, very on brand for David. Right? And makes sense considering the situation he's in. I cry out to the Lord with my voice to the Lord, I make my supplication. This is how he generally announces at the beginning of these Psalms. He is reaching out to God. Reaching out to God. I pour out my complaint. Of course, this is different. This is a little bit different because usually it's him talking to God. This is him talking about God. I pour out my complaint before him. I declare before him my trouble. Great way to approach prayer in which you're asking for something. Let me lay it on God. Let me just look. God knows what you want, but it's good just to kind of get it out in the open because you're kind of verbalizing it. Get it out here. This is what I want. God, I'm bringing this to you. When my spirit was overwhelmed within me, then you knew my path. In the way in which I walk, they have secretly set a snare for me. Let's back up a little bit. When my spirit was overwhelmed within me, then you knew my path. Oftentimes that I've come through, at least for me in life, there have been times where I've been confused, distraught, feeling lost, not necessarily in my faith, not really in my faith, but just what am I supposed to be doing? Where is God leading me here? I don't know. And I'm not in any situation that David's in this instance, but again, the time when I was unemployed, I'm the main provider for the family. I don't know how I'm gonna keep this up. When I need to get another job, I need to pay. I got bills I got to pay. I got a house. I got cars. I got a car note. Right. This is not easy. What's going on, Matt? Mr. Felty, welcome. I got kids dependent on me. I got wife dependent on me. I got in-laws dependent on. I got lots riding on this. I got my my pride or how I feel my place is as a man, as a husband, as a father, and a provider in this family, and a leader in this family. And I'm, you know, one bad decision on leaving a job that I needed to leave, but taking a job that I shouldn't have taken, that I knew was going to be a bad environment when I got it, and from the first week I was working there. I'm distraught, overwhelmed, crying out to God in prayer. God knew. He put me in that bad spot to let me learn a couple of lessons, get my toes dipped in the water of doing what I was doing, put me back, had me get a temporary job working with a guy that I had a lot of respect for him, and I had a lot of fun working with him. And then eventually ending up where I am now, doing what I'm doing. And very happy with what I'm doing. God knows. God knows where he's putting me. Now that's a happy ending. That doesn't always happen. We might not get the path might not lead where we want it to lead. We might not appreciate where it's leading us. But the joy is the walk with the Lord. And the way which I walk, they have secretly set a snare for me. Try to get tripped up. Satan is out to trip you up. Your fellow man will let you down. In some cases, they might have ill designs on your destiny. They might want to be a stumbling block, as it were. Look on my right hand and see, for there is no one who acknowledges me. Refuge has failed me. No one cares for my soul. There are times we are alone in this world, except for God. There are times where we are isolated, or mostly isolated, where we feel cornered. You still have God. And I cried, because you can do this. I cried out to the Lord. I said, "You are my refuge, my portion in the land of the living. Attend to my cry, for I am brought very low. Deliver me from my persecutors, for they are stronger than I." Now, part of this is, are you doing the right thing? Why are you in the situation you're in? Is this a learning experience for you, or is this an opportunity for you to cry out to God to deliver you from His enemies? You were doing the right thing, and in doing so, ran afoul of evildoers, scoundrels, rapscallions, as opposed to just scallions, which are great and tasty. But look, it's not um it's not a bad idea to reach out to God. It's not bad to admit you need help. It's like the meme. It says, "Send dudes." You mean nudes? No, I need more men. I'm in a fight. I need more men. Send dudes. Send God. Right? God, send your dudes. Send your blessings. Send your aid. Send your help. Here's a here's a thing. Here's a military truism. There's no fair fight. You're not trying to make things a fair fight. You want the deck stacked against your opponent in every way possible. Because the important thing is you win. The important thing is your people survive. You are victorious. And in this case, if you're fighting on the side of the Lord, if you're doing the right thing, if you are the one in the right, you are the one doing God's will. You want to be victorious. Overwhelming victory is what we should hope for. Pray to God to help you out. Who cares? He has limited, infinite resources that he can throw at things. Also being all powerful. You're not asking for too much. And it's not gonna tax the resources of heaven one drop. Pray. And even if it did, to further the kingdom is worth it. It's worth it to them. Deliver me from my persecutors, for they are stronger than I. Why you ask for help? Bring my soul out of prison, that I may praise your name. The righteous shall surround me, for you shall deal bountifully with me. The righteous, my dudes. He's sending my dudes. I need more men. It really is like the meme. Manuel Osorio saying Proverbs has one of the most based and red-pilled chapters. He said, it is always difficult in those times. We have our back to the wall. It's up to us to ask God for help. It's the, hey, you're wondering how I got, hey, you might be wondering how I got in this moment. Yeah, exactly. Sometimes you're back up against the wall because other people are putting you there. Sometimes your back's up against the wall because you put yourself there. And whether it is like we're seeing in David's example, other people out to get him. Sometimes it's your own vices and temptations, and the devil is out to get you. You need help from yourself. Yeah. Ask for God for that too. Look to God. Sometimes it's not always an external struggle. Sometimes the struggle is internal. See if you can see if God can help you in that, or see if God will help you in that moment. And might I point to scripture if you need any guidance? This is a good example. This psalm is a good example. Psalm 130 and 143. An earnest appeal for guidance and deliverance. A psalm of David. It's nice that once we're rounding out all these this book of Psalm, that we have a lot of David, who has written a lot of these psalms. We're hearing a lot more from him at the end too. Hear my prayer, O Lord. Here we go. Back at, dude, look. Psalm of David is psalmy. Very much David written. Hear my prayer, O Lord. Give ear to my supplications. In your faithfulness, answer me, and in your righteous wait. Hear my prayer, O Lord. Give ear to my supplications. In your faithfulness, answer me, and in your righteousness. Do not enter into judgment with your servant, for in your sight no one living is righteous. For the enemy has persecuted my soul. He has crushed my life to the ground. He has made me dwell in darkness, like those who have been long dead. Therefore, my spirit is overwhelmed within me. My heart within me is distressed. I remember the days of old. I meditate on all your works. I muse on the work of your hands. I spread out my hands to you. My soul longs for you like a thirsty land. Selah. Answer me speedily, O Lord. My spirit fails. Do not hide your face from me, lest I be like those who go down into the pit. Cause me to hear your loving kindness in the morning. For in you do I trust. Cause me to know the way in which I should walk, for I lift up my soul to you. Deliver me, O Lord, from my enemies. In you I take shelter. Teach me to do your will, for you are my God. Your spirit is good. Lead me in the land of uprightness. Revive me, O Lord, for your name's sake. For your righteousness' sake, bring my soul out of trouble. In your mercy, cut off my enemies and destroy all those who afflict my soul, for I am your servant. Very, very David like at the end. Oh, by the way, cut off my enemies, destroy all those who afflict me. David is not afraid to ask God to deal justice and punishment out on his enemies. David is ready. David is pray first, ask questions later. Spray and pray. That's the David way. I made that catchy. Again, starts off very, very much like a David psalm. Hear my prayer, Lord, give ear to my soul. Listen to me. Hear me. God, in your faithfulness, answer me, because God is faithful, and in your righteousness, because he is righteous. Do not enter into judgment with your servant, but don't judge me. This is very Calvinist. This is a very total depravity section right here. For in your sight, no one living is righteous. Now, some of you might look at that and then look back at things that are throughout Psalms that say things like, what was it? The righteous shall surround me. Well, who's righteous to surround you when no one is righteous? I think people acting righteously. That is the obvious answer there. People acting like righteously. We don't live in a constant state of always doing the wrong thing. That's a little silly. That's hyper Calvinism. No, I'm just kidding. That's depressing. But this is honest reflection and humility here. Please don't judge me. Listen to me. You are faithful. You are righteous. I am not. I am not these things. So please don't bring the hammer down. I am here to talk about the enemy. For the enemy has persecuted my soul. This is why I'm praying. He's crushed my life to the ground. He has made me dwell in darkness like those who have been long dead. He is depressed. This is depressing. Spirit is overwhelmed within me. My heart within me is distressed. He is upset. Now, we don't know just by looking at this where in David's life he's referring to, but there's obviously several points throughout his life that we can point to and be like, okay, yeah, he probably was not in a good place. There were a lot of people out to get him. But what is this God? What does David do each and every time? Like we see in this psalm, like we see in almost every other psalm David has written. God, these folks are tearing me down. I come to you. I'm coming to you. I'm not acting out on my own. I'm coming to you. To fight for me. You might think like he's a little bit of a mama's boy here doing that, like running to your parent to say, that guy's bullying me over here. But that's a better tactic than giving into sin and doing something incorrect. David is a man after God's own heart. David is the kind of guy who relies on God. And we see that in each and every one of these psalms that he writes as we read it. We can read David's faith and understanding. And he understands, for the most part, judgment and justice is God's to dole out. Now, he might instruct you to do that. In the Old Testament, we have examples where he has instructed somebody else to be the avatar of his will and justice. But that is his commands. That is his judgment. That is his decision. I remember the days of old. I meditate on all your works. Good. It's nice to know that somebody remembers all the things God did for you guys. All the days of old. Delivered you out of Egypt, as I said I would. established a covenant with Abraham, telling you that this was going to happen. I have brought you to this promised land like I promised you I would. I muse on the work of your hands. I spread out my hands to you. My soul longs for you like a thirsty land. I love, desire, and just really, really want to be in the presence of the Lord. Feel your presence. Kind of soak that in. This is David. This is a man. This is a man of faith. You were kind of listening, viewing, getting a glimpse through. Oh, how do I want to say this? You're really finding yourself in David's shoes in these Psalms about what is going on and what it means to have that level of faith. Answer me speedily, O Lord. My spirit fails. Do not hide your face from me. Don't forget me. Lest I be like those who go down in the pit. The footnotes here. Lest I lest I become like those who die. Basically. Before I'm dead. Don't forget me before I die. Cause me to hear your loving kindness in the morning. Make sure I know that I appreciate the things that you do for me. For you, I do trust it. As we can tell. Right? We know, at least by your words. Hopefully your actions, which we know of David, are pretty consistent with the Psalms. He does trust in God. He does have deep faith. He does cry. He does lean on God for a lot of things. And that's part of what makes him such a great leader, right? Cause me to know the way in which I should walk, for I lift up my soul to you. Guide me, God. We talk about paths and maybe going places we don't like and doing things and maybe not understanding why. Not David here. David's got a pretty good idea as far as how she should take that approach. God's got my back. He had my back against Goliath. Why wouldn't he have my back here? Delivery from my enemies, and you I take shelter. Teach me to do your will, for you are my God. Your spirit is good. Lead me in the land of uprightness. Bring me justice. Take me away from these problems that I'm having so that I can take my refuge in you. I can pray to you. I can take solace in you. You get counsel from you. You can teach me to do your will, for you are my God. Your spirit is good. Lead me in the land of uprightness. Revive me, O Lord, for your name's sake, for your righteousness' sake. Bring my soul out of trouble. In your mercy, this is a footnote here. In your mercy, cut off my enemies, or that's football. Put an end to my enemies and destroy all those who afflict my soul, for I am your servant. Look, it's a bloody time. A lot of those enemies, who are they serving? Not Israel, not God. They're not serving David. They're out to get him. Right? They might say they're serving. They might say they're on the side of God. They might say they worship God. But what do their heart and actions tell you? David had some real winners in his court. Some guys you could really count on to do the wrong thing. So, all right. That's it tonight. Dresden's going to be one of the last in the chat. It was a very short night, 43-minute stream. Started late, but Glad to be here. Glad to wrap up the week with some psalms to reflect on, to get touch base with you guys, and yeah. So I want you guys to have a let me that including David. Yeah, David. I like David. David makes a couple of mistakes, but he owns it. He owns those mistakes. They're big. They're whoppers. Um, but we've made some whoppers in our lives, and we don't have an entire kingdom counting on us or facing the consequences of our actions. David owns it, and I think he's a great example for us as somebody who is probably way more faithful than us, way more righteous than we are, still messes up, still screws up, but doesn't let him eat it, doesn't let it eat him up. He's not, that's not to say he's not going to be depressed or sad or whatnot, but he's not going to give in. Not going to give into and give up on being a good man of God. David is a big inspiration to strive for, as well as Jesus. Jesus, obviously, number one. Jesus didn't have the thought problems that David did. David had thoughts everywhere. Needed some thought police in Israel when he was king, and when Solomon was king. That said, remember, do not eat the pizza with the eggs, pineapple, or the bugs. Don't eat the bugs. What pineapple has eggs on it? Like breakfast pizza? I like breakfast pizza for breakfast. I'm not eating it for lunch. That'd be gross. Anyway, Emmanuel Osorio, Thad the Man, Alex Moore, Dresden, Matt Felty, Nernaeth, Veritax, Zero. That's the crew tonight. I appreciate y'all tuning in. I appreciate y'all's contribution for the test to the chat. I appreciate y'all's ears, bringing your trouble again. We talked about this last night. Just laying your troubles on the table on your way in. It's great. I'm glad you are here. Everybody who's listening, but not part of the chat. Either you can't or you won't. Doesn't matter. I'm glad you like coming in here. I'm glad you like showing up and just listening and getting something out of it. I appreciate. I'm glad that I'm creating that kind of content for you, or not less necessarily creating the content, but putting it out there, because I did not create the Bible. Don't anybody ever believe for a moment that I think that. Don't clip that. And for everybody who is catching this on replay, I'm glad you're tuning in. Sorry I missed you. Hope to catch you live sometime soon. Guys, have a good weekend. Have a relaxing weekend. Have a productive weekend. Have a joyful weekend. Go to church. Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord every day. And we will be back here hopefully Tuesday night, but I might have games Tuesday, so we'll see. But I'll be back when I'm back. Everybody, have a good night, and God bless.